Namo Narayana. Respected friends, welcome you all. Let us do our everyday abhyasa sadhana of Shastra Adhyayana, and through that trying to become more and more spashta in our understanding regarding the Paramatma Tattva, Paramatma as the Lakshya, and that Lakshya Chetana Bhedanam, how to achieve that goal. We are doing Shwethashwathara Upanishad Adhyanam nowadays. In the fourth chapter we are in. Sarvam Paramatma Eva. That Jnanam is being given to us, of which we have to do the regular Abhyasa and abide in it and see its consequence. That we are no more the victims of our own mind and upadhis. Wonderful topic going on. And today onwards, from the fourth mantra, while quoting from the Chandogya Upanishad, this Upanishad again brings to our vivid notice the position of the Maya, the Jiva, the Jivan Mukta. Very good topic it is. Let us study that. And before that, as every day, let us do our chantings. In the Rigveda, we have to do from the 24th Anuvaka of the Saptama Mandala, which has more than 100 Anuvakas. So daily 3 or 4 Anuvaka we are doing, maybe 30-35 mantras we are chanting as a practice, as our respect and reverence to the Shruti Mata and the Rishi Parampara, and also doing the Sankalpa Prarthana that all these mantras should be understood by us, if not today, in the very near future. In a slight common sense thought we discuss, then our Sankalpa and Adhyayana. Start. Om Atha Rigveda Parayanam Saptamandalam Atha Chaturvimshatitama Anuvakaha. 24th Anuvaka. Hope you got the book. Om Yonishta Indra Sadane Akarithaman Ruvih Puruhuta Prayahi Aso Yathano Vitavrudhe Chadado Vasuni Mamadascha Somaihi Grubhitante Mana Indra Dvivarha Sutas Soma Parishikta Madhoni Visrushta Dena Bharate Subruktiriyamindram Johuvati Manisha आनो दिव आपृथिव्या रुचिशिन्निदं बर्हिः सोमपेयाय याहि वहन्तु त्वा हरयो मद्र्यं च माङ्गूषमच्छा तव सम्मदाय आनो विश्वाभिरोतिभिः सजोषा ब्रह्मजुषाणो हर्यश्वयाहि वरीवृजत्स्थवीरेभिः विरेभिः सुशिप्रास्मे तद्वृषणं शुष्ममिन्द्र एष स्तोमो मह उग्राय वाहे धुरीवात्यो न वाजयन्नदाये इन्द्रत्वाय मर्क इट्टे वसूनां दिवि वद्यामदिनः श्रोमतन्थाः एवान इन्द्रवार्यस्य पूर्धिप्रते महीं सुमतिं वेविदाम इशं पिन्वमगवद्भ्यः सुवीरां यूयं पातः स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 25 आते मह इन्द्रोऽत्युग्रसमन्यभो यत्समरन्तसेनाः पताति दिद्युन्नर्यस्य बाह्वोर्माते मनो विश्वद्र्यग्विचारीत् निदुर्ग इन्द्रश्नति ह्यमित्रागम् अभियेनो मर्तासो अमन्ते आरेतं शंसं कृणहि निनित्सोरानो भर सम्भरणं वसूनां शतन्ते क्षिप्रि नूतयः सुदासे सहस्रं शंसा उतरातिरस्तु जहिवधरवनुषो मर्त्यस्यास्मेद्युमनमधि रत्नं च धेहि त्वावतो हीन्द्र क्रत्वे अस्मि त्वावतो वितुः शूररातौ विश्वेदहानितविशीव उग्रगं ओकः कृणुष्व हरिवो नमर्धीः कुत्सा एते हर्यश्वाय शूषमिन्द्रे सहो देवजूतमियानाः सत्राकृतिसुहनाशूरवृत्रा वयन्तरुद्राः सनुयामवाजम् एवान इन्द्रवार्यस्य पूर्तिप्रते महीं सुमतिं वेविदाम इषं पिन्वमगवद्भ्यः सुवीरां यूयं वात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 26 न सोम इन्द्रमसुतो ममादना ब्रह्माणो भगवानं सुतासः तस्मा उक्तं जनये यज्जुजोषन् ब्रुवन्नवीय शृणवद्यथा नः उक्तौक्थे सोम इन्द्रं ममादनीते नीते भगवानं सुतासः यदीं सवादः विदरन्न पुत्राः समानदक्षा अवसेहवन्ते चकारता कृणवन्नूनमन्यायानि ब्रुवन्ति वेदसस्सुतेषु जनेरिवपतिरेकः समानो निमामृजे पुर इन्द्रसु सर्वाः एवातमाहुरुतः शृण्व इन्द्र एको विभक्ता तरणिर्मघानां मिथस्तुर ऊतयो यस्य पूर्वैरस्मे भद्राणि षष्ठत प्रियाणे एवावसिष्ठ इन्द्रमोतये नॄन् कृष्टीनां वृषभं सुते गृणाते सहस्रिण उपनो माहि वाजान्यूयं पातः स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 27 इन्द्रं नरो नेमधिता हवन्ते यत्पार्यायुनजते धियस्ताः शूरो नृषाताशवसश्च कास खान आगोमति व्रजे वजात्वं नः य इन्द्रशुष्मो भगवन्ते अस्ति शिक्षा सखिभ्यः पुरुहूतनृभ्यः त्वं हि दृढा मघवन्विचेता अपावृधि परिवृतन्नरादः इन्द्रो राजा जगतश्चर्षणीनामधिक्षमि विश्वरूपं यदस्ते ततो ददाति दाशुषेवसो निचो दद्रात उपस्तुतश्चिदद्वाक् नोचिन्न इन्द्रो मघवासहोदी दानो वाजन्यमतेन ऊती अनूनायस्य दक्षिणा पीपाय वामं नृभ्यो अभिवीता सखिभ्यः मा इन्द्र नु इन्द्र राये वरिवस्कृधीन आते मनो ववृत्याममघाय कोमदश्वावद्रतवद्यन्तो यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 28 ब्रह्माण इन्द्रोपयाहि विद्वान् अर्वाञ्चस्ते हरयः सन्तु युक्ताः विश्वे चिद्धित्वा विहवन्तमर्था अस्माकमिच्छृणुहि विश्वमिन्व हवन्त इन्द्रमहिमाव्यानड्ब्रह्मा यत्पासि शवसिन्नर्षीणाम् आयद्वज्रं ददिशे हस्त उग्रघोर कृत्वा जनिष्ठा अषाढः तव प्रणीतीन्द्रजोहुवानांसं यन्रून्न रोदसी निनेथ महे क्षत्राय शवसे हि जज्ञेतु तुजिं चित्तुतूजिरशिष्णतो एविर्न इन्द्राहविर्दशस्य दुर्मित्रासो हि क्षितयः पवन्ते प्रतियच्छष्टे अनृतमनेना अवद्भिता वरुणो मायीनः सात् वोचे मेदिन्द्रं मघवानमेनं महोरायो राधसो यद्ददन्नः यो अर्चतो ब्रह्मकृतिमविष्टो यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 29 अयं सोम इन्द्रतोभ्यं सुन्वातु प्रयाहि हरिवस्तदोकाः पिभ्रात्वस्य सुषुतस्य चारोर्ददो मगानि भगवन्नियानः ब्रह्मणीर्वब्रह्मकृतिं जुषाणोर्वाचीनो हरिभिर्याहितूयम् अस्मिन्नोषुः सवने मादयस्वोपब्रह्माणि शृणव इमानः काते अस्त्यरङ्कृतिः सूक्तैः कदा नोनन्ते भगवन्दाशेम विश्वामतीराधतने त्वाया धाम इन्द्र शृणवो हवेम उतो घाते पुरुष्या इदा सन्येषां पूर्वेषामशृणोर्ऋषीणाम् अदाहं त्वामगवञ्जो हवीमि त्वं न इन्द्रासि प्रमथि पितेव वोचे मेदिन्द्रं मघवानमेनं महोरायो रातसो यद्ददन्नः यो अर्चतो ब्रह्मकृतिमविष्टो योऽयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः 30 आनो देव शवसायाहि शुष्मिन् भवा वृद इन्द्ररायो अस्य महेन्द्रुम्णाय नृपते सुवज्र महि क्षत्राय पौंस्याय शूर हवन्त उक्त्वा हव्यं विवाचितनु शूराः सूर्यस्य सातौ त्वं विश्वेषु सेन्यो जनेषु त्वं वृत्राणि रन्धयानुहन्तु सुहन्तो अहायदिन्द्र सुदिनाव्युच्चान्दधो यत्केतुमुपमं समत्सो न्यग्निः सीददसुरो न होता हुवानो अत्र सुभगाय देवान् वयन्तेत इन्द्रये च देवस्तवन्त शूर ददतो मघाने यच्छा सूरिभ्योपमं परूतं स्वाभुवो जरणामश्नवन्त ऊचे मेदिन्द्रं मघवानमेनं महोरायो राधसो यद्ददन्नः यो अर्चतो ब्रह्मकृतिमविष्टो यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Today's common sense thought: Krishna Vasudeva, life means of the human beings is becoming, knowing, and then thinking and keeping on improving. This is what a human being has to do continuously for bettering in his experiences of joys and freedoms and reduction in the bondages or limitations or miseries. Keep on becoming aware, keep on knowing it, and think about from this stage what the next stage has to be achieved, and further what to be done. So this is how the life is. Every aspect, the spiritual as well as the worldly. And for example, if you take the worldly aspect, understand the world, what it is going on now, then what we can do to help the world outside, or what we can behave like, so that we are truly, properly, positively benefited in this world, being in this same world. दुनिया को समझो, how to contribute positively and how to get positive for ourselves from this dunya, we have to think. Then do the better things, then get the better results. Science does that only. In the same way, understand the nature, Prakriti. Pancha Mahabhutas, let us call them as Prakriti. The Bhumi, the Jala, the Vayu, the Agni, the Vruksha Vanaspati, Ityadi, especially. What is their contribution to us? Then see the thinking of how to improve them, increase them, which are very essential to us. Some of them can be increased, like the Vruksha Sampada can be increased, can be reduced also, but that is destructive. How we have to protect that Vatavaranam or Prakriti, and how we can relate in such a manner that we are helped, we are improved. That's called a human being's way of life. He should be alert about it. इंटेलेक्ट है, यूज करो, क्या है समझो, और उससे कैसे फायदा पाना है और उसको कैसे इंप्रूव करना है सोचो. दिस इज हाउ द लाइफ हैज टू बी. देन थिंक अबाउट द नेक्स्ट एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द पीपल अराउंड अस, वेरी नियर एंड डियर वंस मेनली, with whom we interact regularly, even others also whom we need to react, if not very frequently, but okay. Then here also understand in general what is each one's way of life, and also in particular. That is the way we have to behave. These things we miss to think about, to understand. For example, if you are married 40, 50 years back, how many times we pondered over, you thought about that what is she, my wife, her nature, or my husband, his nature. Not just casually taking for granted, but consciously observing. Because every individual has his own her own nature, no? How many times we have thought over and we understood exactly what that person is. Then both ideas of how to help that person in growing in that positive, in the reduction of that negative, as well as how I have to relate with that person so that I am safe, so that I am happy. Not that happiness of selfishness and greed. Those things we never talk once we come to spirituality. In a positive manner only. Our being together should give peace to me, solace to me, happiness to me, not the disturbances. How many times we thought over about the parents also? And respect them, revere them, all are common sentences. Anybody says. What we are discussing is their nature did we understand. हर एक का अपना एक इंडिविजुअल प्रकृति होता है. समझ कर ट्यून करोगे तो the accidents will be less. The coordinations, cooperations, synergies will be more. So too with the brothers, sisters. It is this person's nature. Some people, brothers or sisters, very arrogant, very negative, isn't it? So few times we try to tell. If not, we try protecting ourselves by behaving in such a decent, intelligent manner. Throughout life, remember, in all these human relation interactions, from our side, we should not commit any mistake. And the one main common mistake is we think about and we act in such a manner that that person suffers. This is wrong. We always have the right to protect ourselves from others troubling us, but we don't have the right to trouble others. Then that becomes our big mistake. Remember, our big mistakes, such ones of troubling others, become their weapons to trouble us, or the becomes a means for the Lord to trouble us or to punish us. So avoiding that. So too with the children. Have you ever thought about okay इनका ये nature है तो ये ऐसा है ये लोग तो in this way I command them as long as they allow me in putting them in right direction. The moment when I understand that now they have crossed the stage of listening but now they are imagining that they can tell like कुछ लोग होते हैं गुरुओं से सुनने का स्टेज पार करके उनको ही सुनाने की स्थिति में आ जाते हैं. And the Guru becomes, Acha, now we are more ready to listen. They have come to the level of telling. So, chalo, they change all their attitude, etc. So, we have to accordingly relate. And then through that, there is no negative feeling, there is no ill feeling, there is no ego, there is no sense of separation, there is no comparison, there is no competition. None of these negativity should come. Purely intellectually, we are thinking about each person's nature and then how to help that person and then how I myself also have to get help from that person in what we have to relate. So too with our neighbors, with our boss, with our equivalents, with our any people who are working under us, subordinates, including the drivers, servants. We have to be very sharp, intelligent to quickly catch each and everyone, their nature, and accordingly become matured through right thinking, understanding regarding how to behave so that every interaction only gives out happiness, success for both that person and me too, not the misery, not the frustrations. Think these all capacities are very much lurking in us as human beings. We have to bring them out. The laziness is the reason for which we don't do all that, or we are not informed, or we are distracted. We are lost in some non essentials. These are the reasons because of which these sacred activities we don't do. Keep doing them. है ना? So just be observing about the people who are around consciously, know the nature, and then help that person to depending on your own position and yourself also. Be intelligent to interact in such a manner that there is only gain, benefit, happiness. है ना? The restlessness, the egos, the too much of selfishness, these are the things, inner enemies, distort, deviate, or misguide in our relating with the people. And we only the first ones to suffer. Why? ऐसा क्यों होना चाहिए? क्यों इंटेलिजेंट नहीं बन सकते हैं? Isn't it? Now, in this, one very crucial thing is what? Human beings are not stones, no. So they are continuously living in this world. So in every day, through every day's interactions, experiences, everybody is changing every day. Think about it. Is it change bad to worse or worse to bad or bad to good, good to better, better to best? We don't know. Very dynamic. In this world, you can see the best people also becoming worst, the worst also becoming best. Therefore, as we are observing the world, know this fact also. What data we have today about the people need not be the same after few days. Like the other day when I went to some place after 14 years, people are not same. How can they be? 14 years a big, big time. I was observing all the elders, the equivalents, the children who were brought up in the through the various classes. Those days when they grew up. So many have changed. Thank God, most of them positive. And that's a light in their eyes of joy that in right time we were guided correctly. It was good. But now they are elder, they are responsible, they are professional, they have family. So change ho gaya na. So then I have to understand and then I accept it. Accordingly, I have to again remold myself in my interaction with them in such a way that they are helped. है ना? Some people earlier they used to listen, now they don't listen. No, don't tell. Be ready even to accept that and change ourselves accordingly. I was observing few people, इतने humbly they used to listen. Now they want to tell. आप देखो. So idea is people are not same. They keep changing. And that change also we have to be subtle to catch. Then jab ka tab we have to keep on again remolding ourselves in our behavior. All in all, my presence should not trouble them. Their presence or my reaction, interaction with them should not trouble me. If possible, something higher can be gained. Isn't it? This wisdom, this intelligence is necessary any time of our life, not only in today's world. कभी भी देखो ये जरूरत है हमको. Neglecting these things, not taught these things, ignorant about these things make us always collide with the world, always dash with the world, and every time there is misery. Hannah, we have misery because we don't meet people or they don't meet us, and we have misery because we meet them. Because when we meet, we don't know how to interact, how to behave. होता है कि नहीं दोस्तों? That's that dynamic intelligence, alertness has to come in. It won't come just like that. उसके लिए भी परिश्रम मेहनत करना होता है, प्रैक्टिस करना होता है for a long time. Isn't it? Again, there is no ill feeling, no negative, no mentality that I have to defeat somebody or overpower somebody. It's of third class thoughts. Never have them. First class thought is what? My presence should add to their happiness. Their presence should add to my happiness. How I can mount. Wonderful. Now, in the same way, two things we have seen. One, the nature Prakriti. Second, in general, the beings and our own near and dear ones we studied. Now come to our own self. Third one. Even this also. We have to pause, we have to observe, we have to understand, we have to accept, we have to think and know what is to be done to maintain it or to see that it is improved upon, then how to make use of it. Very crucial next 4 or 5 things are one, about our own Sharira. Isn't it? Each one's Sharira is different. So I have to understand my Sharira. and its limitations, isn't it? Each one sharir has got its own limitations, its own beauties, capacities. सबका एक ही तरह नहीं होते हैं. तो मेरा शरीर का तत्व क्या है, मुझे समझना है ना? What sort of food when given it is happy, it is healthy, and this food may not be suitable to others. You need not force it to them. And this other food which is detrimental to me, loved by others, liked by others, suitable to others, they offer it, but I have to say no, because I have understood my sharira tattva. What it is I know now, what it needs I know, and in giving what it is better, I must know that also. है ना? Some people need vigorous exercises, some people need mediocre exercises, some need less exercise, some people whose bodies are very fragile and all, too much exercise they can't do, they only just have to walk. दूसरा कोई किसी को कॉपी करके वो योगासन ये आसन वो आसन करेंगे तो कमर टूटेगा उनका, because his body is not fit for it. He should know it. So I must know the food aspects of it, the exercises of aspect of it. So too the most important is the rest aspect of it. एक the required rest given to the body, the other is body itself is made lazy because of non-performance. Both are important to understand. The first one, the rest is required, you give it. The second one, is it a rest out of the tiredness or is it the laziness? The discrimination I must know. You know? So if tired, you give rest. But the taking rest, calling it as rest but being lazy is not justifiable. In this way, everyone will have to understand his own sharir. Even when there are diseases, एक एक का अलग अलग मेडिकेशन काम करता है. फॉर सम जीरो आयुर्वेद, आई नो वन आर टू पीपल, थोड़ा भी आयुर्वेद दवा दो इनको इतना रिएक्शन होता, मीन्स वो जाता नहीं उनको. Allopathy, they take, then they should not be forced for Ayurveda. There are some people, they are very happy with Ayurveda. घास चबाते रहो. And you give them allopathy, then there are other multiple reactions. Medication also like that. Even the places of visit. For some people, some places are good for the health. Some people, health, उनको सिटी में रहने में ही मौजाम होता है. वो गांव में जाओ तो उनको बनता नहीं. Some people, गांव में रहो, they are happy. Their sharira is very, when they are in the city, it is tried out of all these radiations. I'm just telling sharira tattva to be understood and see to it that, know it that how to maintain it, how to improve upon it to the extent possible, and more importantly, making use of that health of the sharira, age of the sharira. In what way we all know, I need not say that every time. In the same way, our own indriyas. समझना होता है उनको. Everybody's indriyas also are not same. Our indriyas, their requirement, their protection, nurturement, it is, we have to do it. है ना? जैसे दो लोगों के दो अलग अलग कुत्ते हैं तो उनका कुत्ता ब्रीड अलग, इनका अलग. So what it eats and ये जो खा अलग है, सेम नहीं है. There are the 6,000 varieties of dogs in the world, even more. है ना? What type of exercise और सैर पे ले जाना, उसको ट्रेनिंग देना, है ना? Every dog you cannot train to be the dog in the army, जो हेल्प करता है, isn't it? Or every dog you can't have the paltu. There are very friendly, loving kind of dogs. अब उसी को आप पालतू कर सकते, not the biting type. वो जो भी आ रहे काट रहा है. There is the one few dog breeds. Anybody comes, they love so much the newcomer. They go and sit in the lap of the newcomer than the old useless. They are friendly. The other one, she barks at the ones who give food only. है ना? उसको हमको जानना पड़ता. Why I give the example of the dogs is same, each one's indriyas are different. I must know their limitations, capacities, and as we said about the people, Sharira Indriya also, keep on changing. है ना? Up to certain age they grow, later on capacities कम होते हैं, then I have to be observant about it. Like the eyesight. Once we grow, वो कम होता रहता है. Before that only study all the books in advance, है ना? When the eyes can't see, you can't insist on having all big glasses to study. वो extra strain होता है. इस तरह का examples. Now, the most important third one is our own mind. Each one's mind is different. I have to think about my mind, its emotions, its sentiments, its nature, and after studying it, first of all, because of this nature of mind, am I becoming troublesome to others? Am I becoming liability or my own mind becoming liable to me? ये सोचना होता है. My own mind. Then what changes I have to bring in my mind? For my own improvement, for my own better performance, this exercise we never do. The most important instrument without which even a minute's life, second's life, also is not possible in waking and dream. That mind we never mind. Most tragic thing for a human being is this. You know, like some people travel in the scooter whole day or car, but they don't mind in cleaning it or keeping ready. घर में रहते हैं, घर को नहीं संवारते, कपड़े पहनते हैं, चप्पल पहनते हैं, दे आर केयरलेस अबाउट इट. ऑल यूटेंसिल्स इन द किचन दे आर केयरलेस. जो यूजफुल है उसी को केयर नहीं करना. In the same way is the mind. It is so required every moment. Even now to listen to me, you have to have mind. For me to speak, I have to have mind. Is there any moment where mind is not required? But how many of the times we have taken our mind in for our own study, understood it, यार इसमें ऐसा nature है ये है. How many times we really accepted these are the places where it is wrong, in the unnecessary attachments, in the unnecessary insistences, in the too much of expectations. These are all the diseases of the mind. बट हम सोचते नहीं, उसको चला ही जा रहे हैं और बढ़ा रहे हैं उन डिसीजेस को. As the age is growing, instead of reduction in these mental diseases, we are only increasing them. That's why the older people suffer more, because they are mentally more diseased. And remedy, they have to think, they have to understand, they have to keep changing their own mind. बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है ये बात. थोड़ा ही हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, बट इन एलाबोरेशन यू थिंक अबाउट इट. Think about our own mind, understand its own positive negativities, accept them, then the negativities removal, positives improvement, and in total, how this equipment, most sophisticated mind has to be used. बहुत इंटेलिजेंट आर्ट होता है, नॉट ए आसान थिंग. लोगों को भैया कितने जन्म शास्त्र सुनते हुए बाई कॉन्टेम्पलेशन, that they will be able to even little understand the nature of mind after long effort. Then the effort to slowly change and mold it. You know? In the same way, the last but not the least is the intellect. Everybody's intellect is not equally sharp or sublime. What is my intellect? जो है सो उससे ही मैं क्या सच्चे काम अच्छे काम कर रहा हूँ, सोच लो. And how can this intellect be improved? And we every day see it in one or the other class. Improvement of the intellect is in its purity, in its single pointedness, in its subtlety, in its power, and in its direction. इंटेलेक्ट तो वही होता है जो सोचता है, और किसके बारे में चौबीसों घंटे सोच रहे हो, है ना. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थॉट. मॉर्निंग टिल नाइट everyone is thinking in the mind intellect, but what is the subject that's thought? Even now, while being the speaker or listener here, are we thinking about the subject which is discussed, or already the mind is gone in Kshipta Vikshipta Bhumika? Mind or intellect now? So, how much the intellect is thinking about Bhagavan, thinking about the Shastra, thinking about the Atma Tattva? सोच ही नहीं रहा हो, पता नहीं क्या कर रहा है दिन भर. We have to know this is what is our intellect. It's always, kept lying dormant or non-acting. Mind takes over and it does only one thing, of worry, worry. Worries of past, worries of future, worries in the present. The plannings, the visions, the goals, है ना, and working towards the goal, ये सब दिमाग बुद्धि का काम होता है. और दिमाग में दिमाग लगा है. I must know it. Like for example, morning, let us say I got up at 5:30. Now it is 9. In 3.5 hours time, how much of the intellect used in analyzing about the reality, about the truth, or in trying to understand what is said, use हो रही है. So is it not our responsibility to realize it and start using the buddhi for this higher purpose? इस तरह से. So observe the things, know them, know their limitations and capacities, and see to it that they are protected, not destroyed, and then see to it that they are improved and made better, and then see that it is rightly utilized. Whether it is the outer prakriti, the nature, whether it is outer beings, we talked mainly about human beings, whether it is our own शरीर प्राण इंद्रिय मन बुद्धि, हमें अपने आप का जानकारी रखना है. Then the last one, not the least one, is about the ultimate self, which is the subject of the Upanishads. That self is common in all, and the common goal is one will have to realize it and abide in it, that I am that self. The Guru said, Tattvamasi. I did sufficient inquiry on Tat and Tvamandasi, then I came to realize, yes, Aham Brahma Asmi. ये अल्टीमेट गोल तो है ही, उसके प्रति भी हमें आगे बढ़ना है. We made a good beginning. What a beautiful, excellent sincerity shown by you all by being regular in listening to this toughest subject Upanishads. उसका व्यवहार में उपयोग ही नहीं है ऐसा लगता है, फिर भी ऐसे उपनिषद को सुनना समझने का ट्राई करना is a big effort. Whether we are able to fully grasp it or understand, that will be another debatable thing later on. But we have fact that we are able to maintain that regularity in what? In studying the Upanishad is the highest achievement. एक बार अपने आप को शाबाश करो. Those who are regular, great it is. Who have in this world that patience? Isn't it? No, we ourselves, other than this class, throughout the day, where do we have? है ना, दोपहर में एक नया क्लास स्टार्ट करूंगा, मानो मैं, आओगे क्या? Our own mind, but this time we are attending. That's a great achievement. Keep it up, maintain it. एक एंकर मिल गया हमको सपोर्ट ऑफ डेली क्लास. छोड़ोगे तो गए, नहीं छोड़ना. So in this way, the spiritually also, as regards the knowledge, where do we stand? How to improve upon, day in and day out, work on that. और एक आध बात ये भी है कि जो भी yesterday also we thought about it, करने से होते हैं, नहीं करने से नहीं होते हैं, और नहीं करने का, नहीं होने का आदत होता है. Isn't it? I gave you that example 3 months back, that the husband at home कभी नहीं किया, इसलिए कभी नहीं होता, to help the wife in the kitchen. How many crores of Indians husbands are there? Never do, therefore, never it happens with them. Even cutting vegetable, he doesn't know. Now he is 70 years old. He from 70 years, how many quintals of vegetables he ate? Think, isn't it? नहीं कर रहे तो नहीं हो रहा है. And whereas the women folk, from last 70, every day she is doing. Therefore, होता है. Anything, remember, if you don't do it, it will never happen. If you do it, it will happen. If it has to happen, we have to do, that's it. Like coming to class. You come, it happens. Open the book and study. You do it, it happens. Think about that mantra deeply. You do, it happens. Isn't it? गुरु उपासना, दैव उपासना. करो तो होता है भाई, और नहीं करने से वो लेजीनेस होता है. वो वाला ब्रेक थ्रू वी हैव टू अचीव. in all these things and any of such good things. When we start doing, the resistance from our own mind, etc., gets reduced. And yet, there is no guarantee that if the mind has allowed me today, tomorrow also it will allow so easily, no guarantee. Tomorrow also we have to somehow court the mind, persuade the mind, and see to it that it is cooperating again in doing so. मन का ऐसा है ना, कभी वो कोऑपरेट करता है, कभी नहीं करेगा. Mind and child and wife and husband, they're all same. All are mental only. And for a guru, the disciples. कभी आराम से आसान से मान लेते. Another day you have to struggle so much to manav them. And that's how it is. Do, it will happen. And then cherish the doings. A living human being, dynamic, keep on knowing and doing. He should celebrate his life in that way. And when that knowing and doing is about spirituality, you are in the highest path. और वो जो बढ़िया बनता जा रहा है डे बाय डे, then just it's only question of some more time before the clarity starts happening. And what clarity we have to have? Intellect में, what's my goal to achieve? In what way I have to behave, travel, do sadhana. ये clarity होना है, वो हो रहा है हमको अभी. सुन तो रहे करोड़ों बार, but समझने के लिए और थोड़ा टाइम. May the divine bless us. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं वदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरो उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिष्वध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातनधर्म संस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराश्रम पुण्य दिव्य क्षेत्र भूभागानां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापना उपासना यज्ञ साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वत रूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृतेः संप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय अथर्वणवेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ओम अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः 11 to 15. Om yo yonim yonim adhishtatyekah yasminnidam samcha vichaiti sarvam तमीशानं वरदं देवमीड्यं निचाये मां शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति यो देवानां प्रभवश्चोद्भवश्च विश्वाधिपो रुद्रो महर्षिः हिरण्यगर्भं पश्यत जायमानं स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तो यो देवानाम् अधिपो यस्मिन् लोका अधिश्रिताः य ईशे अस्य द्विपदः चतुष्पदः कस्मै देवाय हविषा विधेम सूक्ष्मातिसूक्ष्मं कलिलस्य मध्ये विश्वस्य स्रष्टारमनेकरूपं विश्वस्यैकम्बरवेष्टितारं ज्ञात्वा देवं शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति स एव काले भुवनस्य गोप्ता विश्वादिवः सर्वभूतेषु गूढः यस्मिन् युक्ता ब्रह्मर्षयो देवताश्च तमेवं ज्ञात्वा मृत्युपाशांश्चिनत्ति. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, the mantras we have seen. य एको अवर्णो बहुधा शक्ति योगात् वर्णाननेकान् निहितार्थो दधाते विचैति चान्ते विश्वमादौ स देवः स नो बुद्ध्या शुभया संयुनक्तो. So, the logic given by Bhagavan Adi Shankara is that everything is coming from Brahman, everything is staying in Brahman, everything is going back into Brahman. This is the logic given. For what? To convey. To convey what? That therefore everything is that Brahman only. Our attention is somehow or the other overpoweringly on this Rupa and Nama. We are not able to observe the substratum which is always there. Even before those Urupanamas came, even when they have come, even when they are going on changing, even when those Urupanama dissolve, the Adhisthana will always be there. We are supposed to develop our attention on that substratum as a spiritual seekers. See the beautiful simple sentence as a Sambandha Bhashya to the mantras number 2 onwards. Yasmat Saha Eva Srashta, because he alone is the creator. Tasmin Eva Layaha, into him only everything becomes dissolved in Tasmat, therefore Saha Eva Sarvam. Everything is him and alone. Na tataha vibhaktam asti, there is nothing other than him, apart from him, independent of him. Iti. Ata aha mantra trayena. This because of this reason, in three mantras, everything is Bhagavan only. That's what is conveyed to us. है तदेवाग्निस्तदादित्यः तद्वायुस्तदु चन्द्रमाः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्म तदापः तत्प्रजापतिः. So the logic is given, the examples are given. Now it is our job to keep on doing the abhyas. As we said, कर्म योगा we need अभ्यास, भक्ति योगा we need अभ्यास, ज्ञान योग का भी हमको अभ्यास चाहिए. दो even that also is a part of avidya, because it is thoughtful. Self is beyond thoughts. In the self, thoughtful abhyasa is not required, but to reach to the self required. Today or tomorrow that will come in our Gita Adhenam in the Bhashyam. So Tadeva is the word to be understood. That alone, everything. So from now on, whatever we see, it is Brahman only. Let that abhyasa be strengthened. Not casually brushing it aside, saying that हाँ मैंने सुन लिया, समझ लिया, चलो एक्सेप्ट कर ली कि सब ब्रह्म है. भैया अभ्यास करना होता है उसका. Otherwise, to answer the guru, we say, yeah, it's understood, accept everything is Brahman. But as regard the behavior is concerned outside, as regard the inner thoughts are concerned, every nama and rupa and given reality. And that's why the raga, dvesha, kama, krodhas are happening. If everything is realized as Brahman, tatra ko moha kashokaha, why will anybody have delusion to have any desire, etc. to everything? यत्न तत्र सर्वम आत्मा एव अभूत केन कम पश्येत केन कम विजानीयात केन कम वांछति. ध्यान से सुनो. We have samsara means what? We have not got the Atma Jnana means what? We have not practiced it. What is Atma Jnana practice? Everything is that Atman Brahman. Because Upanishadic authority, logic, and all rishis realized it and they are liberated. समझ लेना इस बात को. तो वन बाय वन थिंग्स. तदेव आत्म तत्वम. तदेव मीन्स तदात्म तत्वम. The pure essential Sachidananda Paramatma alone is Agnihi. Tad Adityaha. So whenever the Agni you see, whether it is in the kitchen, the gas stove mein, or the Agni wherever we see, that is that Paramatma only. ये अभ्यास करना पड़ता है. ब्रह्माग्नौ, I said in Gita also. Abhyasa is the one which we are missing. Very grossly, very lightly, intellectually, very little understanding we have, of which there is no change, consequential change at all in our life. It's not the lakshana of the serious seeker. सिंसियर सीरियस सीकर तो जिस दिन जो सीखते हैं उसको उसी दिन अमल करते हैं, प्रैक्टिस. So tadevagni, all these are abhyasa for us. So tad aditya eva shabda sarvatra sambadhyate. Eva shabda har jagah add karo. So tad eva agni, tadeva aditya, tadeva vayu, tadeva chandramaha, because tadeva shukram bhi kaha hai. So sambadhyate tadeva shukramiti darshana. So शुरू से एव शब्द तदेव में शुरू में एव हुआ, फिर तदेव शुक्र में भी एव हुआ, तो इन बिटवीन ऑल्सो एड एव. The power and value of the word eva is that and that and that alone. And along with that, other than that, there is nothing. Tadeva shukram iti darshanat. Shesham ruju. Shesham ruju means the other things are direct. For you to understand that the Shruti Mata is indicating that Brahman alone is all these things. So, Tadeva shukram means, shuddham means, anyat api deeptimat. Shukra means Shuddham. Shuddha means the other Prakashamaya Vastus, which are not mentioned in the Shloka. In the Shloka, three are mentioned. Agni mentioned, Aditya mentioned, and Chandrama mentioned. But other than that, there are other luminous things also. That luminosity is called as Deepti. The Deepti is called as Shuddham. The Shuddham is used here as Shukram. Therefore, Shukram is equal to Shuddham. Shuddham is equal to Deeptiman. Deeptiman is equal to the unmentioned Prakasha Vastus. Mentioned are Surya, Chandra and Agni. Therefore, unmentioned are Nakshatra Adi. Shukram means Nakshatra Adi. Tadeva Shukram. Nakshatra, Graha, Taraka, lightnings, etc. Then Tad Brahma. Here the Brahma is Hiranyagarbha Atma. The Samasti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani is called Tadeva Brahma. Last one is last but one Tad Apaha. Here alone is the waters in whichever the form they are there. The liquid form, the solid form, the air form, water vapor, or even hydrogen oxygen molecule form. सारा वही परमात्मा है. Lastly, सह प्रजापति ही विराट आत्मा. He alone is the प्रजापति, the विराट आत्मा, the विराट पुरुष. So I have my स्थूल शरीर. With this I तादात्म्य. मेरे को विश्व कहते. You also have your स्थूल शरीर. You identify with it. You are called Vishwa, Jagrata Avastha. Now, in this way, total world you consider as one body. The one who identifies with it is called Virata Atma. Like I identify with my body and I become Vishwa. But while doing so, one thing let us remember that the Sharira is not one homogeneous thing. The hands are different, legs are different, stomach different, head is different. In the hand also, the upper arm, the lower arm or forearm, and the palm, and the fingers, and in the fingers also each one is different. But do you feel that each one, there are so many beings in yourself? नहीं ना. एक ही बंदा है ना इन सारे में. And that's me is Vishwa. Though parts are different, I am one. So too, though each individual appears to be different, but they're all part of one samashti rupa. That samashti rupa is that Virat rupa. And with that Virat rupa samashti identified Paramatma is called Virat Purusha. That is what is the last one here. Sa Prajapati Virat Atma. Virat Atma. I myself again keeping aside the Stula Sharira with the Sukshma Sharira of Indriyas Antakarana identified. I also behave, again I behave. That me is called Taijasa. So to in you with identification with Sukshma Sharira, there is Taijasa. In the same way, in the total Samashti, there is one Sukshma Sharira. Uska Abhimani is called Hiranya Garbha. And like in me also, in the Sukshma Sharira, the Karmendriyas are different and in them each one is different. The Jnanendriyas are different and in them each one of them. Antakarana is different. The Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankar. बट ये सारे मेरे ही हैं, मैं ही इसके रूप में हूं. एक ही अनुभव है कि नहीं? So the Taijasa in me identifies with all of them. All of them are he only. Me, the Taijasa. Same way, in the totality, how many are of individualized, so-called seemingly, Sukshma Shariras are there. But one who identify with all of them, totality में, इसको कहते हैं, उनको कहते हैं हिरण्यगर्भ. तो एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ बताया, अभी लाइफ लॉन्ग भूलना नहीं. Individual and total. Vishwatayasa, there it is, Virat and Hiranyagarbha. So too, I with my avidya am called as Prajna, and the Paramatma with his Maya Shakti is called Ishvara. And beyond all this Vishwatayasa Prajna, here it's Turiya Atma. There also beyond Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara is the Parabrahma. And this is an Atma, that Parabrahma are not two. So on one Parabrahma only, because of ignorance, the samashti and many vestis are kalpita. And the play is going on. थोड़ा सोचने वाली बात है. 1000 बार हम बोल चुके होंगे अलग अलग टेक्स्ट में, but how much the essence is caught, subjective it is. Okay, next mantra. Tvam stri tvam pumanase tvam kumara utava kumari tvam jirnah dandena vanchase tvam jato bhavasi vishwato mukha. है ना? See, Tvam Stri, you are women. Tvam Puman Asi, you are the man. Tvam Kumaraha, you are the child masculine. Utava Kumari, you are the child feminine. Tvam Jirnaha, you are the old man. Dandena Vanchasi, holding on to the danda, bending and walking. Tvam Jataha, you are the just born Sishu, and Jataha Bhavasi Vishwatomukaha. Again and again, you only are born and appearing in 1000 forms. देखो ये नॉलेज को प्रैक्टिस करना. Therefore, है ना, to a human being, one child is born, two are born, three are born. Paramatma only is born like that. है ना, to a pig or a dog, 10, 12 children are born. All of them are Bhagwan only. And there are some other insects, legions are born, thousands of them. बारिश के मौसम में आप देखते हो, all of that is Bhagwan. Because Jataha Bhavasi Tvameva Vishwato Mukha. Another thing, for a tree, how many leaves are born? Is he only? How many flowers are born? Wonderful, no? कितने फूल, कभी कभी कुछ, some of the creepers like Madhumalati etc. Thousands and thousands of flowers they have. एक ही creeper, गिनो एक बार आप, गुच्छे गुच्छे होते हो. Parijata tree, how many? If it's a good grown up tree, 1000 flowers it comes. Every form of that flower is Tameva Bhavasi Vishwato Mukaha. You only are expressing in so many forms. That's how we have to do Abhyasa, because everything is Aropita on the Adhisthana, the Brahman. Even if you take a rose, it has got the below supporting handle, and within it there are pollens. Supporting the pollens, दो डंडे भी हैं, and it has petals of one or two or three or four rows. Rose के rose, petals के rose. Every petal, every pollen grain, everything is that ब्रह्म only. ये अभ्यास हमको करना है. Think about it. That's the purpose of this shloka. From him, everything is coming, everything is going back into him. Therefore, during the stay time of all of them, are they be any time other than Paramatma? How can it be? Cannot be. It is he only. Right, friends? Spashto mantrartha. Bhagavan has not given bhashya to this mantra because mantrartha is very spashta. See, you only are Kuman, Stri, Kumara, Kumari, Vruddha, then born and born in so many forms. It is you only. Now, next mantra, third mantra, fourth one, sorry. Neelah patango harito lohitakshaha tadid garbha rutavaha samudraha anadimatvam vibhutvena vartase yato jatani bhuvanani vishva. Again, Neelah patango harito lohitakshaha tadid garbha rutavaha samudraha अनादिमत्वं विभुत्वेन वर्तसे यतो जातानि भुवनानि विश्वा. नीलः पतंगो हरितो लोहिताक्षः तडिद्गर्भः ऋतवः समुद्राः अनादिमत्वं विभुत्वेन वर्तसे यतो जातानि भुवनानि विश्वा. So, Neelah Patangaha, Haritaha, Lohitakshaha, Tadidgarbaha, Rutavaha, Samudraha. These are the things added into the list to say that all of them are Paramatma only because they all are coming from Paramatma, going back into Paramatma. This Abhyasa again we have to do. Then Anadimatvam, you are beginningless. Vibhutvena Vartase, you are the one by expressing in so many forms, playing the play of this cosmos, universe of Drashta, Drushya, Ityadi. Yataha Jatani, from you only are born, Bhuvanani, Vishwaha, Anantakoti Brahmandas. And it's going on eternally. What is our problem? That substratum, the Lord, about him we have no jnana. And whatever is coming out of him, the Rupa Namadi, we have interest, value, reality to given to them only. Remember, the entire essence of Vedanta is this much. Key, only two thoughts. From this micro to the macro, whatever you observe, all of that has its substratum. Point one, which is non-perceivable by any faculties. Second point is, that substratum is me. I am that substratum. I am not other than that substratum. Everything has a substratum, which is one without second. That is me. And if I don't take myself as substratum, then I consider myself to be jiva with the superimposed. If I don't see everything as substratum, then superimposed I value. Then substratum of everything, substratum of me, both are kept aside, though it is one without second. Then my life becomes I versus the world. That's called samsara. That's called ignorance. That is allowed after realizing that there is only one self. Then it is a play. It's not a samsara. If that one without second is not realized, then I versus not I is always samsara. और थोड़ा इसको डाइजेस्ट करना पड़ता है, तो उसके लिए थोड़ा और स्टैमिना, सटलिटी चाहिए. Therefore, do more upasanas, more prayers, more willingness, desire that I must understand all these subtle Vedantic truths and get abiding in it, in them. ऐसा प्रार्थना करना है. So let us straight away study with the Bhashya. Neelaha iti. This mantra I am explaining. Bhashyakara Shankara Bhagavan says. So, Tvameva iti sarvatra sambadhyate. So, Tvameva is the word which is used upar, that is all continued to be added for all the things that are said in this mantra also. You alone, O Lord. That Brahman alone. See, O Lord, everything is you. Oh, everything is Brahman only. Oh, everything is my own essential self. All these are the correct sadhanas. So he says, Tvam eva iti sarvatra sambadhyate. That Tvam eva word, you alone, everything. You alone is this, that Tvam eva, you alone has to be added all the time. Right? Now he is explaining. Tvam eva nilaha patangaha. You are alone, the bluish, blackish patanga. What is that Neela Patanga? The Brahmara. Okay? Neela Patanga is Brahmara. Why it is called as Patangaha? Patanat Gacchati iti Patangaha. Patanat means wings, Gacchati. So because it flies or moves through the wings, it's called as Patanga. Another meaning is Patati Gacchati. It goes on landing from one flower and then flies, go to other. So Patana is falling, Gacchati moving. Falling onto each of the flower for its purpose of taking honey, it goes on moving from one flower to the other. Because of this patanam, falling also, gacchati, is called patanga. Patanat gacchati is both meanings. Neelaha, that Brahmara is in that blackish blue color. So that Brahmara is Paramatma only. Any Brahmara is Paramatma. So Neela Patanga is Tvameva, add karo. Second one, Haritaha Lohitakshaha. The color is in green and eyes are in red color. Haritaha, Haryala rang, Hari rang, Hara rang. Lohita means lahu, the khoon wala. Aksha means eyes. Which are they? Shuka Adi, the parrot. It is in body, it is green in color. And in eyes, if you see, it's red in color. Beak also. So Neela Patanga is Brahmara, Harito Lohita Aksha is a parrot. Ityadi, Shukadi, Nikrushtaha Praninaha. All the seemingly Nikrushta Pranis, all of them also Tvameva Ityartha. That Brahma, Paramatma, the Atma Vastu. सोचो भैया, pause करो. So every parrot is Parabrahma. Every, or the other way around is Parabrahman alone is every parrot. Parabrahman alone is every Brahmara. परमात्मा ही इस रूप में है ऐसा बोलते रहना. तो द मोमेंट यू सी द तोता, तोता पर ब्रह्म है ऐसा मत कहना. पर ब्रह्म ओनली इज अपियरिंग एज तोता, बिकॉज तोता इज नॉट अवर गोल, पर ब्रह्म इज अवर गोल. So the moment you see Brahmara, अरे Brahman is Brahman, no, Brahman is Brahman. So लोहिताक्षः शुकादि निकृष्टाः प्राणिनः त्वमेव इत्यर्थः. Then तडित गर्भः. तडित means मेघ. सॉरी, तडित मीन्स लाइटनिंग. गर्भ मीन्स जिसके गर्भ में होता है ना. किसके गर्भ में है द लाइटनिंग? मेघ के गर्भ में. देखो तडित गर्भ इज दैट इन हुज गर्भ देयर इज तडित. एंड व्हाट इज दैट इन हुज गर्भ तडित इज देयर? मेघ. देखो तडित गर्भ इज इक्वल टू मेघ. व्हेनेवर द क्लाउड्स आर देयर, दैट इज परब्रह्मन ओनली इन दैट फॉर्म. तडित गर्भः मेघः. देन ऋतवः, all the change in the atmosphere where the timings, the rutus in that form Paramatma only expressing. Now beautiful Vasanta Rutu is going on, then Grishma Rutu, Varsha Rutu, then Sharad Rutu, then Shishira Rutu, then Hemanta Rutu, again the Vasanta. So the 6 Rutus. And in that though Ayana and Varamaha, all of that, Kala Rupeda, Kala bringing all modifications, in that Rupeda, Paramatma only. Aina? That activity is also Paramatma. Like the activity is also our TV screen only. When you are seeing a movie, the talking also is TV screen only, no? The movements also, they're all TV के screen पे ही हो रहे. So too, not only the Rupa Nama, but the Kriya Jnanam, all of them also, Tattva ka Paramatma ka ही expression. Paramatma is multi-dimensional. He expresses not in only one dimension of the forms. Generally, when I say everything is Paramatma, only sthula things we take. No, everything. Like you say the parrot is not only sthula, harito lohita aksha. The looking of the parrot, the flying of the parrot going landing on a guava tree and eating the fruit, वो भी परब्रह्म ही है. ये हमको ऐसा समझना है. So ऋतवः, then समुद्राः, all the samudras, sapta samudra or chatusagara or pancha samudra, whatever you call, samudraha. Yasmat tvameva सर्वस्य आत्मभूतः, है ना. यस्मात् त्वमेव सर्वस्य आत्मभूतः तस्मात् अनादिः त्वमेव. You are the self of all. Therefore, the things which are expressed out of you may be coming and going, but you are anadimat. Then comes Tvameva Adyanta Shunyah. You are the one who is beginningless, endless. Then Vibhutvena Vyapakatvena. You are the one who is all pervading. Yataha Jatani Bhuvanani Vishwani. So all the worlds have come from you only. So this riddle we have to sort out is Parabrahma Paramatma without himself changing, remaining as he is, only with his Shakti, himself is playing all the play. Possibility के लिए उदाहरण, without itself changing the mud only, playing the play of the pots and the gamlas and all of that. The difference between these example of Paramatma is the mud at least goes through some modification through the chakra vagara to get a shape, etc. Even though the shapes are not real, mud alone real. Parabrahma तो उतना भी नहीं बदलते. That's why the snake and the rope example. The difference between the pot, mud becoming the pot, the rope appearing as the snake is lot of difference. You know, though for the substratum sake, both examples are same. For all the mud pots, substratum is mud. For this seen snake, or the garland snake, the substratum is the rope. That is correct. But the other side, if you see, the snake is not molded out of the rope, just like the pot is molded out of the mud. दोनों में फर्क है. That's why for Adhisthana example sake, all these gold example, mud example, all that can be taken. But totally that example is not correct because वो mold होकर फिर वस्त्र दिख रहा है. परमात्मा mold भी नहीं हुए. He is always in that Brahma Rupa. Paramatma is not sent into a mold and molded into a whole world. Like the gold is sent into mold after melting, that it takes a shape and comes out. ऐसा नहीं हुआ. And that's why the pot, when it becomes pot, how much or Vedanta you talk about it, it will be used only as the pot, not anything else. Conditioned हो गया. Parabrahma ऐसा नहीं है, because he never became anything. Therefore, he can appear as everything. Little difference, right? Tomorrow we'll continue this second line. Anadimatvam vibhutvena vartase yato jatani bhunani vishwase lekar ke. Then we go to Ajamekam Lohita Shukla Krishnam Gambhirache Adbhuta Shloka. Bhagavan may give us that consistency continuously, ability to understand and revel throughout the day in these Upanishadic contemplations only, so that we are becoming more and more antarmukha, atma abhimukha, atmonmukha, not bahirmukha, jagadunmukha. May the disease of becoming extroverted and indulging or involving in the worldly things, Bhagavan, please remove it in this very moment. Let me always be in the contemplation of you, the Nirguna Nirakara. Whenever I am tired, let me have the idea of worshipping you only as Sagun Sakar. And with that, when I am empowered again, let me go back to contemplation on the truth only. May that ability come to us, O Lord. Right now, please say Tathastu. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruthi Namaha Tat Sat Brahma Namastu. Let us study our Gita for some time. Come back.